Hey y'all, this is Amanda and welcome back to my Texas Zone 8A garden. And today we're going to be doing some summer maintenance on my Supertunias. So I am in Zone 8A in North Texas area. And we experienced some serious heat in the month of July, August, and into September. And typically, I just allow my Supertunias to continue to grow throughout all that time. I do nothing to them, and they end up fizzling out and dying by the end of that heat wave. So this year, after many levels of advice from several different gardeners in the South, I'm going to be doing some maintenance on my Supertunias in the hopes that they will come back at the end of the summer and flourish throughout the fall. So let's get to it. I'll show you the varieties I have and what I'm going to be doing to help them out. So this variety right here is the bubblegum, and from far away it looks really good, right? Looking really good. But when you get close in, you can see that a lot of the green has really started to lighten up. So it is kind of malnourished. It definitely needs more fertilizer and might have a little bit of an iron deficiency. You can also see that it's gotten extremely leggy, and that's a lot for one plant to carry when you have 100-degree weather over and over and over again. Now over here I've got a couple of varieties. I've got my Supertunia fuchsia that is throughout here. I believe there's only 2 plants in here, which is insanity, right? And once again, it looks really great from far away, but once you get up close, you can see that a lot of the leaves are really kind of struggling in here, and that it definitely has like a deficiency in it. And that comes from the heat, but also trying to keep a plant going through the hottest parts of this year. And then over here, you can definitely see the issues in these Supertunias over here. As you get closer, you can see that the leaves are almost yellow with deep green veining. The blooms are very small. It's definitely having some struggle. So what we're going to do is we're going to start with a pruning first. Okay, so I know it seems counterintuitive to prune away these flowers on the Supertunia in order to get more flowers. But really the goal is to keep the plant alive during the summer, not necessarily keep the plant blooming during the summer. I want the plant to be able to concentrate on roots and staying alive as opposed to producing more and more flowers. So what we're going to do is start with a really good prune. I'm going to go ahead and pull out these plant stakes so it's kind of easier to get to everything. And this is actually only one plant. So what I'm going to do is I'm really going to search for the center point of this plant to see where it originates first. Yeah, and I can kind of see it over here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to focus on some of this kind of legginess. My goal for how I'm pruning this is I'm kind of just wanting to prune it into a soft mound at this point. I don't want it to be super scraggly. I don't want to prune it all the way to the ground. Just a nice soft mound of foliage. So I'm really just kind of working around the edge here. Look at the legginess on some of this. It's crazy. These plants are very vigorous. Alright, so I'm just cutting off the rest of this legginess. Like that. Okay, so that's where we're at this point to start off with. I kind of just went around the base. Now, I'm going to look under here, and there is a lot of like really dead, scraggly material under here. And I'm just going to trim out some of that as well. I don't need the plant concentrating on any of that or trying to keep any of that alive. It's not going to be much, just a little bit out of there. Okay, so we've got that. Now the next thing I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be looking for really leggy pieces, such as this guy. Look at this. Look how leggy that is. Oh, and there's some serious legginess in here. All right, so let's do some little trimming over here. I'm not wanting to take it all the way back to the ground, but I do want to take it back some. Okay, and then at this point, I'm basically going to be taking off the ends of the stems of flowers. And this is in order to promote some more bushier growth. So I'm not taking these stems all the way back. I'm just taking off the first, 3 to 4 inches wherever there is a flower. And this will help signal to the plant that I need to put more into the growth of the overall plant. I know this is like, why are you doing this, Amanda? It looks so beautiful, right? Like, why are you doing this? Because these have died for me year after year after year in the summer. And I've always just let them. I haven't fought it. I haven't done much with it. And so I thought, you know what? Instead of just allowing them to die, why don't I see if I can keep this going on? So that's why I'm trying to jump in here and do something this year about it. And yes, I am letting these blooms go right now. But y'all, it's a matter of weeks until these are gone. I've already started hearing from a lot of my southern gardener friends who are a little bit more South Texas, and their petunias, they're gone. Their Supertunias are gone already. And so this is what I need to do in order to be able to combat that and have the blooms in the fall. Well, then that's what I'm willing to try to do. A couple of hours of work should be really beneficial in helping this plant survive through the summer season. Okay, there we go. You kind of forget how small the plant actually is. I am going to cut back this candy tuft real quick. Okay, so there we go. So in the past, I've tried just cutting these all the way to the ground. They did not work. So, and then also in the past, I've cut them back by about maybe 25%. And so right now, you can see I've cut it back by probably about 75%. So we'll check this out and see how it goes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna trim the rest of the Supertunias, and then I'm gonna show you guys what the next step is in keeping these guys going. Okay, that's a lot of Supertunia debris. So a lot of the color is gone in the garden, and that makes sense. I mean, a lot of color is produced by annuals, and I know it looks sad to cut it back now once again, but it's gonna die next couple weeks anyway. If I didn't do anything, it's just gonna happen. And as you could see when I was showing you, a lot of the plants were on their way out anyway. So this will be a really great try to see what we can do. So I cut each of the plants back by minimum 50%, some of them up to 75%. You can see like that was 1, 2, 3, 4. It was five plants total, 5 Supertunias total. This is a lot for a plant to keep alive when it's 100 plus degrees with no rain. That's a lot for a plant to keep alive. And so cutting this back makes it easier for the plant to support what's left. And remember, the goal is not blooms right away. The goal is blooms at the end of the summer going into fall. Our goal is survival at this point. All right, so let me get all this put up in the trash, and then we're going to talk about fertilizing. did want to give y'all an update on the sunflowers that I planted over here. I did these all by seed. They're all coming up. These are all munchkins. So they're tiny branching sunflowers, only about 2 feet tall. You can see the additional blooms coming up. Super pretty. They're all looking really, really good. I also had double dandy in these, but those haven't started blooming yet. Those look really good. And then over here, you can see this bundle right here. These are all teenies, tiny sunflowers that'll be coming up as well. So this is really pretty to fill in some of the color that I took away with the Supertunias. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is these plants obviously need some help. If I just left them the way they are, they would still struggle. So what they need is a boost, and they need fertilizer. So I'm gonna be utilizing the Proven Winners Premium Water Soluble Plant Food. I've never used this fertilizer before. I bought it on a whim during, I guess, the winter. It was on sale, and so everybody was like, hey, grab some. So I grabbed 4 buckets on sale. Its breakdown is 24, 12, 17, and I believe that's nitrogen, potassium, no, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. I think that's right. And the nitrogen is what helps with lots of green growth. So this being at 24 is awesome. And then the phosphorus is what helps with the plant, helping it produce more flowers, I believe. That's correct. And then the last one, the potassium, helps the entire plant. I think that's right. So I'm still learning on the fertilizer. I find it very confusing. I know once I've said it several times, I'll feel better about it. But anyway, this is very simple. It just comes in a bucket, no big deal. It has its own scoop in it. It's a tablespoon is the scoop. And so all I'm basically gonna do is open one of the packages. Let's see if this just pulls open. Oh yeah, great, cool. And it's 1 tablespoon per gallon. And I think this is either 2 or 3 gallons. I'm just gonna put a couple of heaping scoops in. Put that there so I don't spill it. And then all we're gonna do is we put the fertilizer in the bucket first. And then now I'm just gonna fill it up with water. And it's as simple and easy as that. I'm not applying this to the whole garden. I think you can probably put this in one of those like sprayer situations and apply it to the whole garden. But I am gonna use it to baby some plants, specifically the Supertunias. And then I do have a video that'll be coming out soon where I'm cutting back a lot of my perennials for the summer, and I'll be fertilizing them all with this particular fertilizer. And it turns like a nice dark blue, kind of brownish color. And then just as simple as that, I'm just going to apply it to the base of a plant. I'm going to do about half per plant. Okay, and there you go, just to give you a close-up of what those look like after being hacked back. You can see that they had grown so far over that the grass under here is really long, so I'll get that trimmed back. Look how malnourished and stressed this plant looks. Yeah, it totally, it needed some help. It needed some relief. Okay, so there we go. You guys should drop your comments below. Let me know. You think they're going to make it? You think they're not going to make it? I don't know. I do think I'm going to try to actually really fertilize these about every 2 weeks, just to continue to give them a boost, to help them survive. I think that'll actually help quite a bit. But, you know, if they don't end up making it, I'm just basically out a few weeks of blooms that I would have missed out on. and I guess the use of the fertilizer, but I kind of feel hopeful. I kind of feel hopeful that they might actually make it this time because I've actually given them some of the attention that they might need. To all of you gardeners who can grow Supertunias throughout the entire summer season into the fall, I'm jealous, super jealous. If you're someone who can grow Supertunias spring, summer, and fall, go ahead and drop us your zone and location below and let us know what your favorite Supertunia variety is. Mine tends to be bubblegum because of how the vigor, but I love the color of the fuchsia. So let me know which is your favorite. All right, you all, as always, make sure you hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so you know when my latest videos are up. And make sure you check me out on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. As always, she's a mad gardener or a decorator or anything else that she wants to be. Thanks, y'all.